Hello, Blake Hart here. Today I'm excited to tell you about all of the sales that are going on at the Native Instruments website. And this is their big summer sale. So you've probably maybe heard other people talking about it already, but this is the time of the year that it is a great opportunity to go and pick some stuff up if you don't have these items already. And this one's a little bit near and dear to my heart because Komplete is one of those VSTs, plugins, instruments, whatever you want to call it, because it's a bunch of things, pieces of software that I picked up early on. And it was because there's so much in it. It's really hard when you're trying to extend beyond the native the native instruments. That's funny. Within your DAW, and extend outside of what you're getting there. You're not sure where to go. There's so many options, so many expensive options. You're like, do I get Omnisphere? Do I get Analog Lab? Do I get Serum? Do I get this? Do I get that? But with Komplete, the really interesting thing is you get all kinds of stuff that fill all sorts of areas. You're getting synths, you're getting drums, sampled instruments, effects, orchestra, strings, pianos. I'm sure I'm leaving some stuff out, but, like guitar rigs. So like those types of effects too, you're getting a lot. The contact players. So you have the ability not only to play the instruments that you get with Komplete, but to also add to that contact library and buy other instruments outside of, from other makers out there. But yeah, so I wanted to dig into this a little bit. I want to make several videos. So this is just the first of a few. And the reason being is when I was trying to decide what I wanted to buy, I wanted to hear sounds. There were lots of videos of people saying, hey, I'm going to make a beat with Komplete or this or that. But I really wanted to get an idea of what I was getting. And I didn't quite find that video, right? There were a bunch of different videos, and trying to put together the pieces. But I thought it would be cool to do sort of a series and walk through some of the sounds and the offerings within Komplete. So link to the Komplete sale is below. If you use that link, I thank you. Native Instruments thanks me by giving me a little bit of a tip for sending you their way at no extra cost to you. It helps support the channel, helps keep me going. So I thank you for doing that. There's all kinds of options here. That's the one thing I want to point out, right? Is, you can upgrade your Komplete if you already own, let's say Komplete Select, because you own a Native Instruments piece of hardware, or if you're starting from new, you can pick up a setup for a nice price, whether you want to get a MIDI keyboard or you want to get a machine. There's lots of different ways to hop into the whole Native Instruments ecosystem at this point in time. So I'm going to dive into Komplete, these bundles a little bit. And because one of the questions is, well, which one should I get, right? If money isn't an option, the collector's edition is absolutely amazing, right? I mean, you're getting everything. You're getting 50 expansions. I think when I initially bought this, I don't know if it was set up this way. So I probably bought either Komplete 12 or Komplete 12 Ultimate. And thank you to Native Instruments and McBenjamins, I did receive an upgrade to the collector's edition, which is unbelievable. But if you look at these upgrade prices, pretty wild. So it's worth checking out. So I'm going to click on the collector's edition just because this is what I'm going to be showing. I mean, I have everything. And so it's really great. Go here. It really lays out everything you're getting, goes through it all. I actually thought, check out the highlights below, everything at a glance, or see everything at a glance. And it will show you absolutely everything here. You can go through, check out the sounds. This is literally everything you are getting. And you'll see it's a lot. So 16 synthesizers. And that's some of what I'm going to go through today as the synthesizers. But people often forget about the sampled instruments. So, the fact that you're getting all these pianos and they're really nice pianos and the session guitarists. Yeah, you're not getting you're not getting the newest electric deluxe guitar. So there's some things they're leaving out, because they're selling those and they want to make money off of selling them, but you're still getting a lot in here and a lot of really usable stuff. And these are great. The Play series. So Analog Dreams, Hybrid Keys, ethereal earth, like some really nice sounds in there. And I'm going to just go through, and drums. So, right, can't forget about drums. I am guilty of not necessarily using the drums here. It's because I've never really learned, I've never used battery. So, and that's not cool because there's so many people who talk about the power of battery and using that. And this Polyplex actually looks really cool too. I played around with it a little bit. But these drums are really fabulous too. This Drum Lab, I hear great things about that, layering your drums together. Again, it's easy to overwhelm yourself with lots of software. So if you've already got something like this, if you've got a lot of different things, don't feel like this is a must grab. But for those people that are starting out and you're really trying to get to stock up on like what you need and like quality pieces of VST for what you need. I mean, if you look at these effects, this covers a wide range of various types of effects you're going to want to use, and they're really good. And you don't always hear a lot of people talking about them. So I just feel like overall, some of the things you get in Komplete, you don't realize because you don't see videos, people making videos about it. Or if they are, you're not coming across it easily. Because I'll tell you, I'm constantly surprised by how many creators I've never heard of. And like, I'll find them somehow, maybe Instagram or whatever, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, like, how did I not hear of this person who has, 500,000 subscribers and who's awesome? Like, YouTube is a very big place, very, very big place. I am just a very small fish. Hopefully I'll become a bigger fish one day in the sea of YouTube. But, all right, so let's dive into this a little bit. And again, like I said, I wanted to go down to, and some of the synthesizers. So Massive 10 just came out recently. And there's a few, Reactor 6 has been upgraded. But there's some other great things here that, maybe I don't know, you haven't looked into. Like this Flesh is really cool. So let's dive in, and I'm going to go in through the synth, right? There's different ways that you can get to these. And obviously Complete Control and using that is a really great way to get to all of these sounds. It is one of the reasons that being within the ecosystem of Native Instruments is so powerful, Complete Control. That piece of software is just such a nice experience in traveling around and getting to the sound that you want. But I thought that a good way to do this video would be to actually load up the synths themselves, because that's another way that you can do it, is you can just load up the synths. So here we have Massive 10. And I did a video on this a little while ago, especially the expansions that come with it. So I'll click. There's a card up there somewhere, and I can never remember which way. Actually, it doesn't really matter because I'll be like this little person at the bottom of the screen. So no matter what hand I use, it'll be up. So check out that video for more about Massive and the expansions. So the expansions were the Pulse Rush, seeing like just some really cool stuff. And this is a really, really awesome, robust synth that you can do a ton of different things with. But you don't have to. You can also use presets, right? That's nothing wrong with that. It's what I do. And there's a lot of different ones here. Bass. I was going to try to get, let's see, let's go into pads and check out some of these. I was just in that one, so. Very evolving. That's a nice one. And you can take these and tweak them more. This must be an evolving one, or for some reason I must be, I don't know where it is. pretty wide sound. It's a nice one. So let's go and check out some of the leads. And there's lots of stuff here. I mean, you can see guitars, mallets. I mean, there's all kinds of things. And obviously, depending on what kind of music you're making, some are gonna stick out to you more than others as like something that you're interested in. I like that one. Wow, there's lots of screaming kids right now. Yesterday was the last day of school, and now it's daytime and they're all screaming. But somebody is watching them. It's not up to me right now. I was just saying that in case you heard them through the video. Alright, so let's get down. I mean, there's a lot here. Island Pluck, let's see that. Island Life. And some of these in the Massive, there's this performer space where all sorts of cool stuff happen. I haven't clicked on any of those, but like I said, if you click up to that Massive video, you can, like here, especially for the expansions, you can see how exactly this performance area works and everything. So Massive 10, I think it's really powerful in terms of synths, but, you know, let's go back to the original Massive, because this is where what you're going to find is when you get expansions and the machine expansions, this is where, at least currently, those presets are where they're for. So you can see if I click on the browser here, this is, I mean, I have a ton here, because when you look down here, like for example, Queensbridge Story, like this is all the stuff that came with Queensbridge Story. So if I click on lead and I can drill down to, you know, what I'm interested in. And that's what you're going to hear. Let's look for, I know there's a lot over here. And again, that's because I have the Ultimate Collector's Edition. But let's see, look for a newer one, or this Opaline Drift, because there's some cool stuff in there. So my point in showing you Massive 10 is that, I mean, sorry, the older Massive, original Massive, is that all of these presets are in here, and there's so many. And it's awesome, right? It's still relevant. It's not old or outdated. I mean, there's a lot of sounds in here people are still using. And I think it's really powerful to be able to have this. Let's see. Velvet Lounge. Let's go to a pad in here. these of course are the expansion presets I'm going through, but you can see here there's, you know, Massive Factory. It comes, and forgive me if I'm incorrect, but I believe it comes with these first few up to the Urban Arsenal, and then when you start seeing the names, those were all ones that are additional. But Massive Factory, we can go, let's go to a flute. Let's see what we got for flutes. Far away flute. Mallets. And it's quite possible you'll go through these. Let's actually see if I can just completely close, get all sounds. How do I get all sounds? What did I do? I don't know what I did. All right, that totally changed the way it looked. But like, there's just so much in here. And then I had something the other day. Well, let's see. What was I looking at? I'm trying to think the way I was looking at it the other day, and I actually, and maybe it was just the library I was looking at, but it had who. Oh, you know what? It wasn't this. It was like FM. All right, it wasn't this one. Because I was looking at one of the synths the other day, and it actually had like who came up with that sound, the sound designer, and that was sort of cool to see that, because it was like FM, and it was, you know, it's an older synth, so it was neat seeing some of the names there. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in here, a lot of sounds. I mean, obviously I'm not going to have a chance to go through them all, but just, and they hit all different genres. And really, these days, I mean, I feel like it's becoming irrelevant, right? As to what sound is for a certain genre. Because it's how you use it, what effects you put on it, what you do with it, you know. Once it's in your song, I mean, you can make it fit with trap and come up with a unique sound when it's a sound maybe that you would have thought, oh, that's just something you'd use for EDM. So, you know, think outside the box. All right, so really shows you there's a ton of stuff in here, and ton of stuff. All right, so we'll close out of that. So the next one I'm actually going to take one of these out of here because I don't want to slow everything down. So let's delete those. Let's look at Reactor, because in Reactor is where a bunch of other synths live that come with Komplete. And a lot of stuff lives in Reactor. So it's, you know, this is where some of the drum stuff lives, and there's a lot of stuff living here. And let's see. So you'll see over here, like, this is the different programs. Like, my user experience in this, not as good as Komplete, but like, so for example, we'll open up Monarch. And so now I'm in Monarch, and then I can go through like all of the sounds that are in here. So if we click through, actually gonna move this over a little. What happens? Yeah, so I can go through here and go that way and drill down even more, like to what kind of stuff I'm looking for. And same thing, there's a lot of parameters to tweak and tune. Hours of fun going through here and playing with your presets. All right, so Monarch is a cool synth. I was just talking about FM, so maybe I thought that was in here, or maybe that one actually I think loads separately, so we can load that separately. Blocks, that came out recently. Flesh. I thought I could open Flesh from in here, and that's what gets a little confusing, is what opens from in here and what doesn't. And if I don't open it from in here, do I have to go into Complete? Does it load separately? So it takes a while sort of to get that all down. And you can see all the different presets here. And one of the nice things about using Complete when you're trying to find sounds is you can really drill down to the type of sound you're looking for versus being stuck in one synth, right? So I will, you could go easily, especially through NKS, depending on what you're using one of the, let's say, keyboards or a machine, and you can just scroll through and very quickly like go to each sound that fits a different qualification that you hit. Let's say analog synthesizer, lead, and you'll have all those sounds listed and it won't be within a specific synth. So I just wanted to come through it this way because I think it's really hard when you're looking through Complete Control to see like what you're getting. And when you see this, you see, okay, there are so many different synths here that I can move outside of Complete Control and I can get creative and get original. And when I say outside Complete Control, you can do it from within there. So basically what happens is you search through, you're looking through, different sounds, you pick a sound, you load it. Once you load it, then you have access to dive into, for example, this contour, user interface to change parameters if you want to. You don't have to like go outside in the sense of doing something else. Comment on one of my older Complete videos. I'll actually link that video up here. It was from last year or the year before on the Complete Ultimate Collector's Edition. And I said a lot of the sounds they felt like are very like, I don't know, 80s or old or just like video gamey or just not really what they're looking for. And I feel it's like anything else. You have to work through it. You have to go through. You have to find the sounds that move you because you're right. Not every sound is going to be like, oh, that's an amazing sound. Oh, that's amazing sound. You have to find the ones that like, hit your ear and you're like, oh, that's great. I want to use that for something. So let's see what else we can hop into here from in here. Monarch. Polyplex? Did we go in there yet? I don't remember. Oh, Polyplex. No, Polyplex is the drums. We're not going to do that right now. We are not going to do that. We're sticking with synths. So now I'm opening Razor, which is another one. I believe Razor. No, okay. Because there's. That's evolving. Whoa. So there's a little look about all the stuff that's in there. Okay. And the reactor box, what else? There's just so much, right? I mean, there really is. When you see it here, I'm sure you're noticing, wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. And that's the point of me making this video. So rounds, this was newer. This came out, I believe, with the loading, with the release of the new Reactor 6. Whoops. Like, that's cool. And then I have to say I haven't played around with this, but obviously there's a bunch of parameters here you can tweak off of the preset. So there's a lot of stuff here to play with. All right, so let's see what else. Let's keep going. Did we go into Spark? I don't think so. Did I? No. And you'll notice which ones are some of the older ones. See, that sounds really nice. I mean, you see the user interface. That's all the stuff we have there. Oops. We're back to the beginning, so I shouldn't have went down so far. Some drums. All right. Super 8. So this was one of the newer ones too. I mean, you can tell when you're looking at the user interface. I believe this also came out when the new Reactor came out. You can see how it has like different ways to play with it. Very cool. All right, so I just gone through to try to play a few of the synths in here, and for some reason they are not playing off of my push. I don't really know what's going on or what the problem is, so we'll just move on and continue looking through whatever we haven't in here. And I don't remember what we haven't. What's Scanner XT? Drones. Drones. So this looks pretty cool. It looks like you could probably pick a certain area of this to play. Again, I haven't used this one. There's so much stuff in here. It's like, it's impossible to use everything. Like, so impossible. Group boxes, samplers, sequencers, synthesizers. All right, so let's look at the, all right, so here's, okay, so for example, here's FM4. So there's a ton of stuff in here. So okay, so that was FM4. So what do we want to do? I mean, this is within Reactor. It's cool. So there's a lot of stuff in here too. Sax. Wow, this is pretty cool. So these look like they're all different synthesizers in Reactor. And for the people who are going to comment and say, yeah, that's stupid. I mean, there's just so much here. There is so much here. I've never had the chance to explore it all. I haven't. Going through it this way is what I tend to go through Complete Control. So it's really cool seeing it all laid out like this and just all the stuff that's here. What's this green matrix? So much stuff. You know, we just went into a few of these. There's a ton here. Which I keep saying. I keep repeating the same thing. Look, I own this and I'm even amazed at how much stuff is in here. Alright, there's no way I can go through all these. What's a some synth though? I'm curious. Alright, tons of stuff here. So, I mean, that was just, so that's under the Reactor Factory library. And, I mean, there's other things. Samplers, groove boxes, sequencers, sound generators. And here's another, this is selection 2. So there's other stuff even here. What's this? New School. Whoa, that thing looks cool. I got no sound coming out. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but that looks pretty cool. So you can see just coming in here, like there's just so much. Oh, the one thing we didn't go into Prism, did we? Where is that? I saw it and then it was gone. Let's go into Prism because that's another nice synth. Oops. And there are definitely some presets for Prism, as well as Monarch and Massive that come with the expansions. Oops. It's nice. They're really evolving. That's a neat sound. That's a nice flute. A lot of stuff in here. I think we're going to leave it at that because I'm starting to forget what synths I've been in and which ones I haven't, which is pretty crazy. I don't think I was in this, so. And again, for some reason, some of these I'm not really sure what's going on because my push is not triggering anything. And I've tried different octaves, so I don't really know what's going on there. Did we go through all of these? I didn't even go through Absinthe. I didn't go through FM8. You know what? Before I actually end this video, let's do that. Because the way you get into, for example, FM8, it's loaded separately, right? That's not a Reactor synth. So if I go here, and I should have it, yeah, FM8. They're not all, it's hard because there are so many to know where they all actually are. All right, FM8. I think this is where I was. This is actually totally where I was and where you see the author of the particular sound, which is pretty cool. So I had some favorites I put. There's Factory, there's Legacy. You're going to recognize some sounds in here. This was a really popular synth as well. And it's inevitable that you'll find stuff you like. So let's see what let's go into the factory effects. We'll go to instruments and we'll go in here. That's a nice harp. And how do we have these split up here? All right, so there's a ton. All right, noise effects. You can see the names over here. A lot of nice names. People are well respected in the synth world. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go back to. Let's go back here and see if we missed anything else. Some of these, you know, I didn't go through because they weren't working right. But I think we hit them all. Except I don't remember seeing Absinthe. Let's see if Absinthe is actually a separate one. Yeah, it is. That's why. So let's put that there. And let's go through that. And that will be our last synth that we go through. Let's see. Now, why? So I have no, unless I don't really know how to do this. Sounds. Oh, here we go. I was like, where are all my sounds? So let's open Absinthe 5. That's sort of neat. Chill out. That's cool. See? Like, that's awesome. I like that one. Obviously some sounds that would be really great for cinematic stuff. Some really evolving things. Thai Resort. All right, some really cool sounds in this one too. So this is where I'm going to leave it at. I think we've made it through all of our, well, not all of them, but a good handful for this video. And I'm going to come back at you with some other videos just because this was just the Synths. So, I mean, really just to show you how deep the complete collection is. It's deep. I mean, hours, days, months need to be spent going through it, really getting to know it. And, you know, I haven't really spent that time. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And it's just because there is so much there. It's like, how can you ever really get through it all? From this perspective, you're starting to see like just how many types of instruments are within Komplete Control if you're used to using it that way. Thank you for watching today. Description to the Komplete sale, the Native Instruments sale that's going on right now, is below. There's only, at this point in time, I think there's about 2 weeks left of that, so make sure you get to hop in on that. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again soon.